Once we sailed the 7 seas in the Iranian Navy, with a swagger in the breeze. In the Iranian Navy, we could do as we pleased, hearts full of pride and bravado. Once we arrogantly threatened every nation on the breeze. In the Iranian Navy, oh, raise up your glass and sing it loud and wavy, for the bold and brave sight of our Iranian Navy. From the Gulf to the foam of the Western Sea, we were masters of the tide and the spray. But the wind has turned and the cannon's gone silent. Who now will answer our plea? Once we ruled the raging foam, now we've no fleet to call our own. In the Iranian Navy, we tacked into the wind with our beards so well trimmed. In the Iranian Navy, steel beneath our boots and salt upon our skin. In the Iranian Navy, our friends invited us to Cape Town, proud and free and bold. Sailors on shore leave at Simonstown, stories bought and sold. Naval exercises with our friends from Moscow and Beijing. We already missed the brief fling. Our presence made Arab nations tremble. Our blockade made oil prices treble. All together, the bold, brave, mighty sight of our Iranian Navy. Oh, raise up your glass and sing it loud and wavy, for the roar and roll of the Iranian Navy. From the straits to the storm-lashed quay, we were thunder on the sea. But the dice were cast and the wager played, and pride went down with the fleet. Now we sing in taverns dim and cold of stories grand and growing old. Then the Iranian Navy, our supreme leaders played chicken with the dawn. Now all our ships are gone, rusting at the bottom of the sea. With whom shall we plea? In the Iranian Navy, mighty no longer sailing a lost dream. We see our song on lament and anger scream. Twisted hoax, a metal lie, billowing flames of despair. And a mighty Iranian Navy is no more, just smoke upon the air. We want to surrender, we had no future. We can't even get a dinghy in the water. No harbor light, no guiding star, no compass left to steer us far. So raise up your glass and sing it loud and wave, for the ghosts of the Iranian Navy. Though the fleet lies cold beneath the foam, we'll drink to the days we ruled the brine. For once we sailed the 7 seas and did as we pleased. In the Iranian Navy, once we sailed the 7 seas. Ha! Once we sailed the 7 seas. Iranian navies.
Marvin Divine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
So raise up your glass, sing it wild and wavy for the ghost of the Iranian Navy. Bye-bye, pig. Bye-bye, pig. You're gone. Bye-bye. You're gone. Moderators are too slow. I'll take care of stuff myself. Self-pleasuring hate wankers aren't welcome. Bye-bye. It's a brilliant song. If you don't like it, then fuck off. No one asked you to be here. Go ahead. The door's over there. Just take your sorry ass out. No one asked you to be here. Loser. Emerencia Quinn, welcome to you, Chris. USA. You're welcome, Emerencia. Thank you for the 14 Rand. White Tigress, Colonel Wyatt fan, Johan Bernard, welcome to you. Hermanos Johannes Alunk, AJ Quinn. I think I'm coming down with something, folks. I may be getting sick for the first time since COVID. I'm sick since COVID. And I didn't have COVID then. Or it could be allergies. I'm not sure which. I had allergy medication. But anyway, I'm just not so good right now. So apologies for that. Tinky Keys, welcome you. AJ Quinn, Sally, Mandy van Rooyen, Yano Pretorius, Red, CMM, Elmarie, Mandy van Rooyen, Broken Arrow, Annalene, Sean, Think of Nouns. Toppy's here. Welcome to you, Karen Lung. Elmarie, just another girl. Yeah. Now the South African Navy has more vessels in Iran. That's true. What is going on here? Microsoft, I did not authorize it. Quit frickin' changing my wallpaper. You bastards. Ugh. Change my wallpaper without my permission. Personalize. Go back to the original. Damn it. Why is it changing my settings? I didn't ask for this. There we go. Bastards. Sorry, my background just changed. It's very distracting. Hello, Charissa. Amanda DeBeer, welcome to you. Pat Schultz. I'm going to go through here. I can't give everybody. Loretta, Yassine, Mandy. I can't give everybody. There's a lot of people here today. Thanks. What was that comment there? I saw a comment on YouTube when someone said the Southern Defense Force has never been this strong. All I could think of is the TikTok video where a female staff member could not get in a truck. Yeah, South African Defense Force. These people live in a fantasy world. You bastards. Okay. Mark Dahl, welcome to you. Yeah, for the guy who didn't like the song, he didn't like that song. Well, I'm sorry you don't like that song, but, you know, I do.
Once we
sailed the seven seas in the Iranian Navy.
With a swagger in the breeze.
Does that hurt your ears?
In the
Iranian Navy.
We could do as we
pleased.
Hearts full of pride and bravado. Once we arrogantly threatened every nation on the breeze. In the Iranian.
Thank God you're a pilot and not a scientist, Arctic. Once again, I've explained this. I don't have the medication for the damage to my lungs, courtesy of the Iraqi war criminals who burn oil wells outside or in Kuwait at the end of the Gulf War, which damaged my lungs and created an immune system problem, which created adult onset asthma a few years later. Without the medication, I get the phlegm buildup. I don't have the medication. Each time I stop taking the medication, within a couple weeks, I have this phlegm issue. It's nothing to do with Starbucks. Thank goodness you're not a scientist. My goodness. Thank goodness you're not a scientist. Nothing to do with this stuff. I didn't drink this crap for 3 months. The problem started before I started drinking this again. Pay attention. Stop flying all over the world, you know, and making the world a better place, you know, polluting the air. Pay attention. Welcome back, Arctic. In the Iranian Navy.
Iranian Navy. Oh, raise up
your glass and sing it wild and wavy.
For the bold and brave sight of our
sinking Iranian Navy.
From the Gulf to the foam of the Western Sea, we were
No, the problem wasn't fine when we met, Arctic. I was already doing it. It just wasn't as pronounced because I'd only been out with medication for a short time, but it already started.
Masters are the tide and the spray, but the wind has turned and the cannon's gone silent. Who now will answer our plea? Once we ruled the raging foam, now we've no fleet to call our own.
The Iranian Well, that's just for the fellow who didn't like it. Repeat player. All right, folks, things are sinking all over the planet. I was going to focus this stream on a Russian LNG tanker suddenly exploded in the Mediterranean. The Ukrainians are spreading their war far and wide, endangering commercial shipping, attacking Russian ships in the Ukraine. According to the Russians, it was a Ukrainian drone strike. What the hell are Ukrainian drones doing flying in the Mediterranean? This is a country that's being rather cheeky here, attacking commercial shipping, endangering safety. The Ukrainians, other war criminals, not just the Russians and the Iranians, it's also the Ukrainians committing war crimes. Anyway, so that was going to be the story for today. But since then, just before this went live, the United States submarine sank the Pride of the Iranian Navy. Hence the reason for the song once again. U.S. says it will widen the war. This is not ending yet now. U.S. says it will strike deeper into Iran as war spreads across the region. U.S. submarine torpedoed an Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean as Turkey says NATO shot down an Iranian missile. But NATO doesn't exist. There isn't a force wearing flags calling themselves NATO. So it must have been U.S. that shot it down, or Turkey. The U.S. submarine sank an Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean. The NATO air defense system shot down an Iranian missile that was passing through the airspace of Iraq and Syria towards Turkey's airspace. U.S. sub sinks Iranian warship off Sri Lanka, at least 80 dead. U.S. submarine sank an Iranian warship off the southern coast of Sri Lanka, according to Pete Hegseth. Sri Lanka's deputy foreign minister said at least 80 people were killed in the attacks on the frigate the IRIS Dina, which was headed back to Iran from an eastern Indian port. An American submarine sank an Iranian warship that thought it was in safe international waters. Instead, it was sunk by torpedo. Quiet death. They had taken part in the naval exercise held in the Bay of Bengal from the 18th to 25th, that was with Russia. Sri Lanka said it had launched a search and rescue operation to locate survivors after receiving a distress call, with 32 people rescued by its Navy and treated at a hospital in the southern port city of Gal. And there you can see the explosion. Foreign Minister Vijay Herath said 180 people were on board the ship. The ship took part in a naval exercise hosted by India. The website of the Milan Multilateral Naval Exercise hosted by India lists the Iranian ship as the Dina having taken part in the drill, which was held in the Bay of Bengal. Islamic Republic of Iran ship is the more commonly used prefix for Iranian naval vessels, while IRINS is sometimes used. Deadly U.S. submarine strike sinks Iranian warship off Sri Lanka's coast. 148 sailors are still missing after U.S. submarine strike sank an Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean. Pentagon says one of the main aims of the U.S.-Israeli war against Iran is to wipe out the country's navy. Well, that's happening. Sri Lanka's foreign minister told Parliament that rescued Iranians were rushed to the main hospital, the island south, while 2 Navy craft and plane were deployed to search for others. We responded to a distress call under our international obligations, as this is within our search and rescue area in the Indian Ocean, said the Sri Lankan Navy spokesman Boudica Sampath. We found a few bodies from the area where the ship had gone down. Al Jazeera reports that Sri Lanka says it recovered several bodies and rescued 32 sailors after the frigate sank just outside the island's territorial waters. Was returning home after taking part in the 2026 International Fleet Review last month in Eastern India's coastal city of Visakhapatnam. There were no other aircraft or ship in the area where the warship sank. Reporting from outside the hospital in Gal, where the wounded crew members were taken, Al Jazeera's Minel Fernandez said Sri Lankan officials were still trying to figure out what happened to the nearly 150 other crew members, probably at the bottom of the sea. Fernandez said an Iranian embassy official in Colombo said 2 officers had been sent to Gal to talk to the survivors to get a sense of what might have happened to the ship. Warship sinking occurred as the United States and Israel conduct airstrikes. Well, we sank it. That's what happened. Sri Lanka recovers 87 bodies from the Iranian warship sunk off the coast by U.S. submarine. The U.S. submarine sank an Iranian warship off the coast of Sri Lanka. That is the IRIS Dina in the Bay of Bengal on the 18th of February. It is no more. The Iranian vessel sank in the Indian Ocean was the Islamic Republic's prize ship, according to Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. Sri Lanka's foreign minister told Parliament that its navy received information that Dina, with 180 on board, was in distress and sinking. Island nation sent ships and Air Force planes on a rescue mission. When they reached the location, there was no sign of the ship, and there were only some oil patches and life rafts. We found people floating on the water. Wow, it sank that quickly. My goodness. That was fast, it went down. That was fast. U.S. submarine torpedoes Iranian warship. The numbers are pretty consistent with 32 rescued, 87 dead, the others missing. The torpedoed Iranian warship risked dragging Sri Lanka into a political situation not of its making. No, it doesn't. What? See, this is bullshit. See, I'm sorry. Pamodia Waravita, Anu Das, and Lindsay Chuttle. None of these people. They're Americans. They're Americans. Suddenly, less than 1% of the population equals 300% of the freaking reporters that report for the New York Times. No. No, Sri Lanka doesn't risk being dragged into a conflict not of its making. What a bunch of stupid people. These aren't reporters. These are propagandists. Sri Lanka is responding under international obligations to a rescue mission. Military ships, when they go down, ships at sea must respond and rescue too. And combatants must not attack those who are rescuing. What a bunch of stupid people masquerading as journalists. Masquerading as journalists. How is Sri Lanka going to be dragged in this conflict? They're not. Stupid people should wear signs. They really should. Idiots. Sri Lanka was meeting its obligations under international norms. But these idiots in the New York Times don't know what the hell the world is all about. America's winning decisively, devastating, without mercy, Hegseth said. More waves are coming. It's the first time an American submarine has been used to fire a torpedo against an enemy ship since World War II. Since World War II. Yep. Yeah, I was going to say it was the first time we did it, and here it is in the story. Iran's naval fleet has been under attack since the United States and Israel launched a war in Iran last weekend, targeting the country's military and security apparatus. The Iris Dina, described as a destroyer, was sailing outside Sri Lanka's territorial waters when it sent a distress signal at 5:08 a.m. local time. Strike, more than 2,000 miles from Tehran, stretched the battlefield from its furthest point since the war began. Iran has targeted multiple countries with missiles in recent days, including aiming as far as Cyprus and Turkey. The Sri Lankan government has long maintained friendly relations with Iran. We have a fairly good relationship with Iran, very much a microcosm of our wider relationship with the Arab and Islamic world, said a foreign policy analyst. Officers found bodies floating in the water where the ship went under, Captain Boudica Sampath, a spokesman for the Navy, said. The Iris Dina, prize destroyer in the Iranian Navy, had participated in the international naval exercise in India last month. The ship had made its way back to Iran from Visakhapatnam, a city in India where the joint exercise ended on February 25th. The U.S. was among the many participants in the drills. So we participated in a drill, and then we sank them. You sank my battleship. Pentagon released names of 4 American soldiers of the 6 that have been killed in the conflict with Iran. This came out last night. Captain Cody Cork, Sergeant First Class Nicole Amor, Sergeant First Class Noah Teachins, and Sergeant Declan Cody. It's deep sadness, unyielding grief. We acknowledge and recognize the soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice for their country. Our soldiers relentlessly and consistently and fearlessly served with sincere dedication and pride. Brigadier General Clint Barnes, Deputy Commanding General, 1st Theater Sustainment Command, in a release from the U.S. Army Reserve. NATO condemns Iran after shooting down a missile headed toward Turkey airspace. It's unclear whether the missile was targeting Turkey. Turkey was targeted. That would mark a major escalation more than has spread across the Middle East and to Indian Ocean, where a U.S. submarine sank an Iranian warship. Well, that's not a surprise. Iranian leaders will bid farewell to the late terrorist-in-chief, Supreme Leader Khamenei, at Tehran's ceremony. Late today, the ceremony. Mahmoudi, head of Iran's Islamic Propagation Council, said the farewell ceremony would continue for 3 days and the funeral procession would be announced later. Officials said the public will be able to pay their respects to the body of the late supreme leader starting at 10 p.m. That's 6:30 Greenwich Mean Time. The prayer hall will be receiving visitors, and dear people can attend and take part in the farewell ceremony and mark a strong presence once again. Iran's Ali Khamenei, who based his iron rule in Iran on hostility to the U.S. and Israel, was killed, age 86, in airstrikes by Israel. And he is no more. The United States sends planes to evacuate nationals from the Middle East as Iran conflict spreads. Unlike South Africa's government, the U.S. sends planes to get its nationals out. The U.S. is sending charter flights to evacuate Americans from the UAE, Jordan, Saudi Arabia as U.S.-Israeli war with Iran widens. Frankly, this should have been done when it started. U.S. State Department said Monday the Americans should depart now from Bahrain, Egypt, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Judea, Samaria, and Gaza. Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, UAE, Yemen, due to serious safety risk. Many of the flights from the region have been canceled or suspended since U.S.-Israel began the conflict on Saturday. We are in direct contact with nearly 3,000 Americans abroad, said the State Department spokesman. 9,000 citizens already successfully returned home from the region. It's helping people book flights from countries where commercial air travel is still an option. Florida resident Krista Junknath Hickman, a U.S. federal employee, said her anniversary trip to the region turned into chaos after the State Department told Americans to leave. They spent the night at the Dubai airport. Told BBC that she's now driving from UAE to Oman and has not yet received clear guidance on how to proceed. The orders are not realistic, not supportive. The number provided was the State Department for support is unable to help. I called twice. Both times I was told there no evacuation procedure in place. Between 500,000 and 1 million U.S. nationals are estimated to be living in the Middle East. 400,000 French nationals, 102,000 Britons registered in the Middle East, 300,000 expected in the region. All these expats living in the Middle East, a crappy part of the world. Turning now to South African news, former ANC stalwart Tara Lakota has died at the age of 77. Former COPE leader Moise Lakota has died. Lakota, who stepped away from politics last year, had been struggling with his health. In a statement, COPE leader Teboho Loata said Lakota had died early on Wednesday after a period of illness. The Lakota family has requested privacy during this difficult time. The party asked the public and media to respect their wishes. The party will issue regular media statements to inform the nation about developments. Details and arrangements and tributes will be communicated. A former Robben Islander, Lakota played a key role in the formation of the United Democratic Front. He was an ANC chairperson under Thabo Mbeki from 2002 to 2007, but left the party in disgust after the rise of Jacob Zuma. He formed COPE in 2008. The party showed brief promise at 7.5% or 7.8% electorate, but faded quickly. Lakota remembered, from UDF organizer to COPE founder and South African icon. Anti-apartheid activist and COPE co-founder Moise Tara Lakota died after a long illness. Former UDF organizer who was the Free State's first premier in 1994, was known for his honesty, energy, and pivotal role in South Africa's transition to democracy. Retired politician and former Minister of Finance Trevor Mayle said he came into contact with Lakota in 1982 in the build-up to the UDF. UDF's growth was in large measure due to Lakota's boundless energy. It was everything one could hope for in a comrade. It was great. He could tell great stories, and because he was such a people person, he collected those stories and could recount them in a lot of detail, a lot of mirth. Manuel recalled that photos of Lakota in his youth often depicted him laughing. That was what attracted people towards him, adding the ANC capitalized on that quality after its unbanning. A seasoned leader, political rivals unite in tribute to Tara Lakota. Undeniably, Mr. Lakota played a sterling role in the demise of apartheid, leading to the dawn of democracy. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He played a role, but no, please. History has in its annals a man committed to the lives of people, their dignity and freedom. For his role in the liberation struggle, he was arrested, prosecuted, and sentenced to Robben Island for 8 years. DA leader John Steenhuisen said South Africa has lost a seasoned leader whose voice and experience played an important role in shaping our country's democratic discourse. Mr. Lakota was a patriot and a man of substance. One need not always have agreed with him to appreciate his dedication to our country's success. From his activism on the ground to Robben Island to democratic politics, he dedicated all he had to give to the service to the South African people. He said Lakota contributed immensely to South Africa's democratic parliament and remained a steadfast advocate for constitutionalism, accountability, and the rule of law. It cost him more than many realize. He could have been a lifelong cater, a beneficiary of rot and patronage. All he had to do was keep quiet, but he chose a different path, a more difficult one. Showed courage and inspired many, myself and many of my DA friends and colleagues included. And why didn't you join COPE? A pioneer for a democratic South Africa. Moisia Gerard Patrick Lakota was born on 13 August 1948. Born to migrant workers, Lakota spent his early life with his father's eldest brother in the Senekal area of Free State. He was a terror on the football pitch. While in prison on Robben Island, he wrote the following in a letter to his daughter. Above all, then, my dear, I am in prison for the sake of the peace of our country and the world. I am in prison so that our generations may leave to yours and later generations a country and a world that has the greatest potential for progress. Released in 1982, he joined the ANC and among the founders of UDF. The first premier of the new Free State, renamed from the Orange Free State, became defense minister. He signed off on the arms deal. But Joe Modise is the one who set up the deal, not him. When Mbeki was booted, he formed COPE. Tara Lakota has passed away at the age of 77 from a long illness. Opposition leaders say that Alan Winde must go in the Western Cape after damning conduct committee findings. Opposition parties in the Western Cape have intensified calls for Alan Winde to resign after provincial parliament's conduct committee found he breached the code of conduct by failing to disclose sponsored foreign travel to the United States. The call comes days after Winde delivered the State of the Province address, where he reaffirmed the commitment to clean governance, transparency, and ethical leadership. Isn't that ironic? ANC Western Cape spokesman Khalid Said described the outcome as a victory of ANC-led public accountability. ANC caucus of the Western Cape provincial legislature said the committee confirmed that Winde had violated paragraph 12, subparagraph 9, and paragraph 3, subparagraph 7 of the code by not declaring a sponsored trip in the register of members' interest. So what is this trip that we're talking about here? The Communist Party declared it a serious ethical breach. Yeah, that's funny. The Communists and the ANC declaring something a serious ethical breach. They would know, since they commit them on a daily basis. I guess we should take them at their word. They would know what a serious ethical breach is. That's all they participate in. Hypocrisy of the Democratic Alliance. They demand that relevant law enforcement authorities conduct a thorough and uncompromised investigation. But we aren't going to conduct an investigation into Palo Palo. Winde spokesman Regan Thaw maintained the trip had been disclosed in the annual report and that no gift or sponsorship was received in the Premier's personal capacity. The co-funder of the trip was Under Two Coalition. The Premier currently serves as co-chair of the organization representing the African continent. Under Two Coalition. What the hell is that? Some leftist garbage? Let's take a look at that and see what Under Two Coalition is. Never heard of that before. Under Two. See, these people get all their trips paid for by others, and subnational governments aims to achieve greenhouse gas emissions. Oh, under 2%, that's what it is. Under Two Coalition. Climate change. Alan Winde, another one of these climate change clowns. Yep, yeah, that's what it is. So he got his trip paid for by these people and didn't declare it. Yep. There you go. Wow. There you go. There you go. Climate group Under Two. Alan Winde. Fikile Mbalula supports Iran. What an idiot. Praised Iran's anti-apartheid stance. Nobody cares, dingbat, doorknob. Apartheid ended 32 years ago. How about you start doing governance and quit suckling off the teats of the taxpayer? We must not forget our friends, says Fikile. Yeah, the people who murdered 30,000 innocent civilians, gunning them down with machine guns. They were defenseless, no arms. Yeah, that's who we can't forget. Mbalula posts along with a video of Nelson Mandela meeting Iranian leaders on X that 2 freedom fighters met in Tehran. Lest we forget, prior to Iranian revolution, the Shah regime was a close ally of the apartheid regime. The latter was getting oil for a song from the Shah's despotic regime. I'm sorry. Isn't South Africa getting oil for a song from the despotic current mullah regime of Iran? What's the difference? Oh yeah, the Shah didn't gun down 30,000 people. Lots of bad things happened when he was prayer, but he didn't gun down 30,000 people. Ramaphosa plans to keep the army on the streets till 2027, which raised the question, will there be enough rations? Will there be enough rations? Look, it's the black supremacy organization, the SANDF, acing out all minorities. The Army's crime-fighting deployment will run until the end of March next year, according to a new plan presented to Parliament. Where's the money coming from, Cyril? Where is the money coming from? Does anybody know where the money's coming from? Yep. The South African government previously deployed the Army during the COVID-19 lockdown to beat and harass citizens. And during the belated response by Cyril Ramaphosa to the 2021 ANC internal insurrection. Yeah, so there you go. There you go. We'll see how that goes out. Not very well. Helen Zilla says ANC won't get a majority in Joburg. Well, that's possible, but that's not exactly a big, impressive, announcement there. So the ANC doesn't get a majority. Well, the DA's not going to get a majority either. So what's your point there, Helen? What's your point? ANC showers and hotels. You have no water. The DA is going to get you water. No, you're not. No, you're not. And I'll tell you why you're not. Because you're not going to be able to replace 60% of the pipes in Johannesburg in a year. You're not going to be able to fix the Highland Water Project Phase 2. None of that will be done. How are you going to get more water to people? The rot is so deep, so pervasive, so widespread that you cannot fix this overnight. So please tell people that, but tell them how you're going to do it. Where are my moderators at? Where the hell are my moderators at? Sleeping on the job. Sleeping on the job. I have to do all the disciplinary work here today while I'm doing the news. Why are you guys sleeping, man? Wake up. Wake up. Democratic Alliance's Dean McPherson faces public protector complaint over his trip to Brazil with his boyfriend. Former KZN leader Seswe Mkunu claims Public Works Minister Dean McPherson may have ignored internal legal advice about including his partner on his official Brazil trip. The 350,000 Rand trip has drawn complaints from Action SA, the EFF, MK, and the public. Yes. McPherson's dismissed criticism of the trip as a smear campaign aimed at derailing his efforts to root out corruption in the department. A smear campaign. Really? Minister Neil Persaud? Mr. Neil Compensation, the no compensation minister. The no compensation minister. The United States Ambassador to South Africa, Brent Bozell, went to the Apartheid Museum in Soweto. Today, visiting the Apartheid Museum was a profound reminder of the courage and sacrifice that shaped South Africa's democracy. What a powerful moment to listen, learn, as the United States celebrates 250 years of independence, reminded that liberty and justice are shared ideals and values that bind the people of our two nations. And for his trouble, he was attacked by right-wing racists and by left-wing racists, especially left-wingers who went after him. Yeah. So all the people who claim that they knew what was going to happen with Bozell don't know anything. Kenya has issued a tender for a new airport right next to their airport in Nairobi. Kenya has launched a tender for construction of a new airport adjacent to the newly renovated, just like a decade ago, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Wow. In 2024, Kenyan President Ruto ordered cancellation of procurement process that had been set to grant control of the airport to India's Adani Group. Now they're going to tender a new airport. FIFA World Cup prices are off the charts, folks. We looked up the prices last night. High demand for tickets, outrageously priced. 100 days to go. People are going, how are we going to get tickets? Well, you can't. $8,000 for finals tickets. The cheapest ticket for the opening game is $900 US. These people are insane. Absolutely insane. Who's going to pay that to watch a boring game with corrupt officials? Well, here are the winners and losers. So here, check this out. Despite the fact that AGOA ended on 30 September, which means October, November, December, 3 months of the year, 1/4 of the year stayed in that calendar year. Despite the fact that AGOA ended, record trade between the United States and South Africa. Ain't that something? Tariffs, AGOA, and critical minerals have reshuffled business ties to the continent. But nonetheless, look at this. Two-way trade in billions. $22.8 billion trade between the U.S. and South Africa, the most it's ever been. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Almost every country in Africa has gained. Tanzania is one exception. Namibia is another. But most countries in Africa, and Botswana is also another one. But the rest have all gotten more trade with the U.S. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So trade has increased with the U.S. despite the fact that AGOA went away. And despite the fact that Donald Trump imposed tariffs. Mozambique, Senegal, who's got the highest debt in Africa? Mauritius. Debt levels in sub-Saharan Africa rose by 4.3% between 2023 and 2024. And now the country with the highest debt in all of Africa, anybody want to guess? Who has the highest debt in all of Africa? What's going on over here? What is going on over here? Are people just starting at the beginning watching this and commenting now? I think that's what's happening. Ah, okay. Khasigi gave Karen a little something. Thank you for that. Oh, okay. I didn't see it. Well, I didn't see the troll badmouth me. My moderators let the troll badmouth me? Oh, it's not a happy camper. You'd have more people willing to be nice back to you. Receive, you give. 2-year sub now, tired of you. 2-year sub and tired of me for what? I'm reading the news. What are you talking about? What planet are you on, not a happy camper? What planet are you on? What planet are you on? I mean, where does that come from? You're disrupting the news. I'm talking about the news. I'm not even talking about any people. What planet are you on? I see the comment now. Maybe if you choose not to be self-centered, you'd have more people willing to be nice back to you. You receive what you give, and that measure is not decided by you. 2 years now, a sub, I'm tired of you. Then you're nasty. I'm nasty, am I? Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let him comment. Let him comment. Oh, let him comment. Let him comment. Go ahead. Come on, bring it on. Nasty to whom? I wasn't talking about anybody. You interrupt the conversation and disrupt the news with your self-centered me. I was reading the news. Where does that come from? Where does your behavior come from? Please elaborate. More, please. Come on. Please. Please, come on. We're waiting. Can you type faster? Do you have arthritis? I'm waiting. On bated breath. Come on, not a happy camper. Wow, where does this come from? Oh, that's what your problem is. You say what you want without thinking what you say offends people that have been suffering through this process. Okay, all right, well, thank you for that. Well, first off, suffering through what process? Are you talking about the refugee program? So you would prefer, okay, I'm going to change my approach just for not a happy camper. Okay, we're going to change our approach just for not a happy camper. Hold on, folks. Hang on a second. We're just going to come back. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. This is for not a happy camper. Don't go anywhere, folks. Hang on. Well, howdy there, folks. Welcome back to the program. We're here once again to share our view of the fantasy world. Thank you. It's a pleasure to join you all once again here on the program, where we want to encourage everybody under the sun to apply for the refugee program. We understand that you've had a difficult time and that you don't have any patience and you want to come to America. We're going to make that happen for y'all. We all come on down to America. We're going to make it possible. We're going to give you a sumptuous 7-bedroom house in the ritzy district of North Dallas down in Texas. You come on down, join us down here now. We're going to vote that John Cornyn clown out of office, and we welcome all you from South Africa. And we only want the white ones, just the white ones, none of them other folks. Keep the colors, keep the Indians. Don't be bringing nobody else down here to Texas. We're going to give you a 7-bedroom house. We're going to give you a plane flight tomorrow because we all know you've been waiting patiently for 3 weeks to come to America. So don't sweat it. Y'all welcome to come on over here. We empathize with your situation. We know that you cannot get a job. You got no money. You got no hope. Life is miserable. I'm here to tell you what you want to hear to make you feel better, to assuage your conscience, to salve your misery, to make you feel better about your life. That's what we're here for. We are not in the business of telling you all the truth. We want you to know that every refugee applicant will be on a plane this week to America. Y'all going to Texas. So, Lordy, welcome to Texas. Well, we're going to give you ranch down there, 50,000 acres for every farmer. And if you're not a farmer, we'll give you 10,000 acres so you can speculate and sell that land to the old man. That's right. If you've been watching Land Man, you know what I'm talking about. We'll give you that land. You can sell it. So come on over. Oh, it's so lovely. It's wonderful. Come on over. Join us here. You know, we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. So we're going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. We're going to pump you up. We're going to tell you all the stuff that you want to believe in. Because, you know, we just don't want to see nobody unhappy. We don't like the truths. We don't bring the truths into the conversation. You know, you're going to get $10,000 a month per adult. You're going to get yourself some food stamps. We're going to give you $1 million worth of food stamps. And everybody gets an Audi A6 SUV on arrival. That's right. There will be a driver there with the keys and your driver's license for the state where you're settling in. You will drive away from the airport. Make sure you drive on the correct side of the road. That will be the right side of the road, not the left side of the road. Don't get confused. This ain't no South Africa. Right, I'm here to tell you. You will get free medical care. We will give you all the plastic surgery. You get some big titties. When you arrive, we give you some big titties, boy. Oh, some big milk is be put right on there. The ladies get, if the fellas want big titties, we give them big titties too. Because we all about them big titties here in Texas. Oh, I'm telling you, my friend, we're going to get you some of that biltong. We got some people down in Texas to make that biltong. So come on down to America. Everybody going to be coming over here 1 week. Here's your promise. You all be here in 1 week. Come on over to America. We love them refugees. We've been bringing refugees left and right. Come on down. I'm going to tell you something, folks. You know, you think that's the best part. The best part is you all gets to meet. Hey, pay attention now. We have arranged this. We have arranged for you to meet Toby Keith and Kim Kardashian. They'll be coming down for a big festival. We're going to have that in Fort Worth. Come over to Stockyards. You have a good time. You can tell us all about your 80,000 acre ranch and your brand new Audi A6. It's going to be lovely. I'm here to tell you, you know, this channel, I should be clear. This channel is all about making you feel better. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to make you feel better. That's right. We want to tell you whatever you wants to feel, whatever you wants to do, so you feel better about yourself. That's right. It's all about feeling good. Welcome to the Feel Good channel, folks. Welcome to the Feel Good channel. Yes, 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 indeed. Yes, indeed. This is the Feel Good channel. Did you know that? Yeah. This is the Feel Good channel. I don't know if you know that. This is the Feel Good channel. This is the Feel Good channel. Oh, come on. Where is this thing at, man? What is damn windows? It's more like closed windows. It's more like closed windows. It's not the windows. I can't find jack squat here. Looking for stuff on Windows, and it just do not work. So now I got to go over here and find this because we're gonna play this because we want to make people happy. You know, this channel is all about your feelings. That's what it's all about, your feelings. We're gonna make you feel better. We're gonna make you. What the hell is going on here? Now the internet's not be working. I hope you all still see me because we're here to make you feel better. We want you to feel better. Oh yeah, come on, wait, there it is. I found it. You ready? Here we go, folks. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all about making you feel better, not about the truth.
When the rain comes down, it don't mean drown. Just grab
your boots and dance around. A little mud never hurts no. It's how we roll.
Yeah.
It's how we roll.
The sun's hiding, but it ain't gone. Keep your heart turned on, turned on.
Keep smiling, keep shining.
When the storm tries to steal your song,
Keep smiling.
keep climbing till the dark clouds that don't belong. Misery
It won't stay where joy is strong. Misery won't stay where joy is strong. It's the channel Make It Feel Good. It's a Feel Good channel. Oh yeah. Sing it, sweetheart.
just shout louder, drown them out again. Turn the doubts into your fire. Every stumble builds something higher. When shadows linger, light your spark. Don't let them pull you into
To the dark. Keep smiling, keep shining.
When the storm tries to steal your song,
Keep smiling.
keep climbing till the dark clouds that don't belong.
Misery won't stay where joy is strong. Misery won't stay where joy is strong. It's time for the bit of line dancing. Y'all know how to line dance? A little bit like cow foot soaky. Get out there, do a little cow foot soaky. Come on, it's the Happy Channel. Welcome back to reality, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea what prompted Not a Happy Camper's point. No idea what his point was. Is your feelings hurt because I did a short last night that nobody watched? Let's see if that short set him off. What is that short all about? He wasn't clear. Of course, it's typical. People don't bother to tell us. Yeah, now we're back to reality. Let's go to the short and see what happened in the short. Framing expectations for South African refugee aspirants. So let's see what set him off. Obviously, something's bothering him. So let me see. Where are we at here? All right, folks. So I guess we need to do this periodically. We need to frame expectations. There are an awful lot of people that have unrealistic expectations, and some of them quite demanding. Lots of email messages coming this week. People complaining, well, we had medicals in January, and we haven't been. All right, so obviously, Mr. Happy Camper, you don't know what constructive criticism is. Calling someone names is not constructive criticism. Making suggestions, recommendations on how something can be done in a different fashion is constructive criticism. You're just being a nasty person. Called yet? Yeah, and your point exactly? 5 weeks ago, you had medical appointments and you haven't been called? You don't have a plane ticket? What exactly are you expecting here? I personally know people who were in the proof of concept program last year for refugees for South Africa who sent the PRM email moments after it was posted on the 10th of February. 2 of these families were only called a week ago, last week, just called late last week, after a year. And people moaning and pissing and complaining that they did medicals. Well, you're not entitled to anything. Does this hurt your feelings? I'm sorry. You need to get over yourself. You know, this isn't costing you anything other than your time and your effort to go to wherever your interviews are. Also, an awful lot of people seem to think they're experts on this. Well, yeah, this and that, and it's come to our attention, and we know about this, and you don't know anything. Because people tell you stuff in WhatsApp groups and on Facebook doesn't mean it's true. And even if it is true, it isn't emblematic of the entire process or the situation. As I've told people, that's why I do the refugee interviews with the refugee families. Everybody's case is different. Yes, there are similarities, but everybody has a unique situation, something different to them. It's rare that we find an exact same situation. Everyone's got concerns. Everyone's under pressure. No one's any more important than anybody else. People really need to get out of this mode. I have empathy for the people who've been waiting since February, March, April, May, June, July of last year. And I have empathy for people who've applied recently. But you're no better than those people who applied previously. It's as simple as that. It's very frustrating for people to be upset about something with unrealistic timelines. Real refugees in real programs historically have waited a year, 2, 3, 4 years to get out of the country. What exactly were you expecting this program? You weren't expecting to get out in 6 weeks, not based on anything I told you, not based on a concept of reality. That's something you put yourself in. And while I'm at it, for those people who get an email message that says, be ready to depart in 2 to 4 weeks, that doesn't mean quit your job and get rid of all your stuff. It means that in 2 to 4 weeks you could be called. You could also be called in 2 to 4 months or 6 months. And as far as that goes, you have to have up-to-date medicals. They're only good for 6 months. The medical exam is valid for 6 months. So I'm getting messages from people freaking out, well, oh my God, so we have to do the medicals again. Yes, you do. You know, there's Somalis and Kenyans in Sudan, or Sudanese in Uganda, and Kenyans, or Somalis in Kenya. Right, that's enough of that. So once again, Mr. Not Happy Camper says he's offering constructive criticism, but offers no advice. He just says stop being nasty. He hasn't given an example of how I've been nasty once. So I don't know what medication you've gone off of there, Not a Happy Camper. You keep calling me names and keep saying you have constructive criticism, but you've offered no constructive criticism. Yeah, that was a nasty video, so mean. I don't know if that's what set him off because he didn't bother to tell us. Alan, now you understand why I have been so quiet lately. There's no medication for some people. Alan, 2,000 Rand. Thank you. The interview on my case website says approved. Well, Isabel Oberholzer, I hope that that's true. I doubt that it's been adjudicated that fast, so I wouldn't get too excited. I mean, it has to be adjudicated. Unless they've come up with a process where the adjudicators are sitting in Pretoria now and they're getting handed your stuff right away and they work overnight. I mean, it sounds a little crazy. Yeah, so someone said, Facebook, Andrew Fisher says, yeah, what I read on every Facebook post from October, November, ever, please stop, answer that what the person asked. Who asked what question? No one asked me a question. What's the question? What is the question? Is there a question for me? Okay, Ronaldo's got his link up, so I got to go, unfortunately, so that's going to be the end of this. Read the rest. There is no rest. You just call me names. And don't tell me to exit. I've been here longer than anyone else. Well, there's no rest to read. Thanks for the super chats, guys. I missed them. There's one from Peace, 140. There's another one from Merlo, 140. Thank you. And then the 2,000 one came from Alan. Thank you for that, Alan. Yeah. Well, things have been a lot quiet around here, folks, since we told Dogzilla to hit the road, although Molster, whatever his name is, come back recently. Madeline, thank you. Hey, Mark Myberg, what's going on? So anyway, for those who'd want to, you'll be redirected to Wednesdays with the Colonel. I'm going to go ahead and set that up right now because I don't do it until I know that Ronaldo's actually going to be there. So he sends me the link rather late. If I had it earlier, I could have done this earlier. Come on. All right, L-D-O-G-O-U-W-S. Got to type exact. What the hell? Got to type it exactly or I won't give it to you. 4 March. Can you believe we're already at 4 March? All right. Oh, was I being nasty to maybe Arctic earlier? Go listen to myself being in a stream. What? Because Arctic? Is that what you're talking about? Was I being nasty to Arctic? Oh, please stop it. Arctic and I have a tempo where we are cheeky with each other. If that bothers you, then you need to talk to Arctic, because Arctic doesn't have a problem with it. Arctic, you still here? Arctic and I have a tempo. We're cheeky with each other. If you haven't caught on to that by now, then you haven't been paying attention, if that's what you're upset about. Arctic and I have a tempo. He's cheeky towards me, and I respond to him. Okay? And he was joking about this stuff because he sent me, we made a bet. You're not keeping up with current events, man. All right. I know. Why are people so sensitive? Why are you here so sensitive? They just attention seeking. Anyway, all right, that's it. You know, the name is appropriate. Not a happy camper. Not a happy camper is an appropriate use. Yep, see, there you go. Arctic says, yep. That's how we interact. We're adults. It's frat boy behavior between the two of us. If you haven't picked up on that, then you haven't been watching this program. All right, that's it. Yeah, thank you, Mark Myberg. Snowflake behavior. Yeah, Arctic is a legend. Absolutely, in his own mind. Oh, gotcha, Andrew. Gotcha. I didn't understand that. All right. Well, we're done here. We are moving on. It's time to go over to Ronaldo's program. See you guys there in a few moments. Cheers. Thanks for being on the program, everybody. Bye-bye. Where are my closing credits at? What the hell's going on here? All right. Well, my closing credits aren't coming up. I don't know what's up with that. Some weird things happening today. There they go.